For the UMass-Boston Beacons, the Codfish Bowl has become more than just a tournament. It's a coronation, an opportunity to prove their excellence over the rest. In this, the 50th instance of this event, the host team brings with them promises of a magical season. Playing for the first time in a month, UMass takes their 10-0 record up against Connecticut College in the opener of the 2015 Codfish Bowl tournament right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Peter McIntyre fists this one to the far side wall for Masiak. He'll dump it all the way in. Mason on the season, the sophomore from Rowley, Massachusetts, has 1 goal, 3 assists as this one comes out in front. A great diving save by Coleman. They score! UMass-Boston's Jeremy Finger gets the first on the board here in the semifinal of the 50th annual Codfish Bowl. The goal of the game has control. Finger to Larkin. Larkin's got McIntyre, finds him, Peter in front, and a great chance for a second goal for Finger, but just off the edge of his stick.
Nice play there by the Beacons.
3-on-2 for the Beacons, almost turned into a 2-0 UMass-Boston lead with 8:30 to go in the first period.
For the backdoor play.
Defensive zone face-off win for UMass-Boston, as taking this one and eventually turning it over is UMass-Boston, setting up a chance, set out in front. Andrews with a great save as that one is denied on an attempt by the nephew, Brian Belial, and now we will get our first penalty of this affair.
We'll see if we can do the same here in the beginning of the second half.
88% on the penalty kill, one of the best in the nation for UMass-Boston to begin 2014-15. We'll have to keep that up against a power play that has been hit or miss here in 2014-15 for the Camels of Connecticut. This shot deflected right out in front, and Andrews denies it on the one-touch opportunity from the side of the net by Ryan Mowry. Great job by Andrews to pinch against the post. Now Mowry trying to deke his way through the defense, sets up an opportunity for Belial. Belial waits and goes back to the D-man, that is Evans. Evans D to D now for Lytot. Lytot shot, he scores! No, it's deflected off the post. The players raise their arms in celebration, but the referees quickly tempered that as that one is in. First time's not, the second time is the charm. A blast from the slot by Greg Lytot, and it is 1-1 in the first period. A power play goal for the Camels of Connecticut College.
John, I'm not sure.
Roper to the near side, centered out in front, and that one never got its way through the trees, intended for Leedy. Number 19 with control, that's Cangelosi, into the slot, he scores! J.C. Cangelosi, a senior from Estero, Florida, the left-handed snipe past the right pad of Andrews. And who saw this coming? We talked about an early start, and it looks like the Camels are the one getting off to the quick beginning.
Yeah, too much real estate.
Welcome back to the first intermission report here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. I am John Skudris, very privileged to be here with one of the greats of all time here in the Boston area, Wayne Starkey. And Wayne, a 1969 graduate of Boston State. You played in the first Codfish Bowl tournament. Here you are, back being celebrated at the 50th annual Codfish Bowl. What's it like coming back here to the campus and looking back at those memories that you shared so long ago?
Well, first thing, knowing it's 50 years ago, I feel real old. But it's been a great honor to be asked back to play in the alumni game and also be here today just to see all the development that's taken place. When you think back originally with Coach Ed Barry and all the guys at Boston State, we had no idea it would go this far. And we're really thrilled about being able to come back and participate. We're all still friends. It's been a great run.
Absolutely, and you were inducted into this institution's Hall of Fame. What was that like, just knowing that you were considered one of the greats of all time here?
I don't want to say I was one of the all-time greats, but it was a lot of fun. It's great to be recognized, someone that remembered what you did. It was a lot of fun when we did it, and it's probably even more fun to be recognized for it 40 years later.
Absolutely, and you look at some of the players here, they're young, they may not know the lifetime friendships that they're making here, the camaraderie that they're building, playing day in and day out with these teammates. Talk a little bit about the friends that you made playing for Boston State and how they impacted your life going forward.
That was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Hockey made my whole life. If it wasn't for going to Boston State, it would have been very different. Meeting all the guys, we're all still friends. Our coach Barry gave us great things to live by. Those rules of discipline and working hard have always just stayed with you. And we're trying to show the kids that are playing today that that there's a life ahead of you outside of hockey as well. We want to help them any way we can, and it's just a whole team effort from back in '69 right up to these kids today.
What's it like playing in that alumni game? I bet that was a thrill.
That was really something special. They're very nice to the older guys. Gave us a couple of passes, and it was really a lot of fun. But just letting them, participating with them, want to show them that someday maybe they'll be in our shoe, and hope they can come back 50 years from now and have as much fun.
That would certainly be a treat. Well, Wayne Starkey, it's really been an honor to have you here on the intermission report. Beacon's trailing 2-1. One last one for you. As you watch this game and you see UMass-Boston falling behind early, a lot of penalties, some sloppy play, what do you think they have to do for the final 40 minutes here to come away with a victory and get to the championship game?
I think they were just a little jittery in the beginning. They definitely have the will, and they certainly have the ability to do it. I see them just keep pressing the way they've been pressing. Great goaltending. They're not as fast as we were back then, but just keep up the skating and we'll be fine.
Well, Wayne Starkey, they could certainly use you out there here today, trailing 2-1 after 20 minutes, but it's going to be an exciting final 2 periods, and I do appreciate you coming in here on the intermission report. Wayne Starkey, a 1969 graduate of Boston State, but prior to UMass-Boston coming into existence, a Hall of Famer as well. It's been a privilege to have him, and it's been a privilege to have you here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. We'll be back after this break. And the Beacons have an opportunity to wrap around. McStravick got the feed there from Bucco, but he couldn't keep it off of his skates and into his stick as Bishop chases this one back. Great centering pass, but knocking that one down is Bishop, and they score! Sloppy play on the play coming the other way as the Beacons had an offensive opportunity, and in transition, the Conn College Camels have taken a 3-1 lead. And McIntyre with 30 seconds to go. Centering feed out in front for Finger, no one home. As Jeremy will backhand it behind the net, chasing after it, McIntyre to the point for Cornell. Dan will move left to right and get knocked down, and that will just about do it for that offensive chance with 15 seconds to go, and Cornell takes his aggression out on number 24, Mark Roper, as the stick comes into the crowd, gets tossed out back onto the ice, and tempers beginning to flare for UMass-Boston. A disappointing afternoon for everyone involved here for Beaconville, as they are going to go down in defeat